Okay. Second last class. Morning. Get your tickets. Just waiting for you. So today what we're going to be doing, in the first half, we will be, you can see the map here. You can check the map here. So in the first half, we're going to be doing some exercise, some things that will help you for the test. And then in our second half, we're going to be going through the tests. Again, it's a multiple choice. You can use your laptops, but the actual tests, you're going to do it on the Centennial using the college's workstations, okay? But again, you can have your laptops open to use that as a reference point. In terms of exercise, we have three. We have the first one that hopefully will help you a little bit with the open-ended question that we have in the test. And then we have two quizzes, which will help you with the rest of the, most of the test is a multiple choice, okay? And then next weekend, we have the projects, okay? Great, so we're going to start with this exercise. One of the big jobs or the big responsibilities of a coder is troubleshooting, it's fixing problems, okay? Actually, it's been said that 10% of a coder's time is creating new stuff, and 90% is fixing what you have created in the first 10%. Okay? So most of our time is used troubleshooting, finding problems, or better, not finding problems, but finding solutions to problems. Just to give an example, this past week, a student sent me his project saying that he was having a problem. And I said, okay, I can have a look. And when I started to have a look, I was only able to fix 2 hours later. I spent 2 hours trying to fix the problem. 2 hours. 2 hours. It was a very odd problem. I've never seen it. I don't know why it's a problem. The solution was even stranger. For some reason, the name of the parameter, and I cannot figure out why, could not be called step. Step, like the cooking steps. So he had a parameter called step, and it was the cooking step model. And for some reason, there was a problem with this name. When I put step 1, it worked. When I put I called anything else other than step, it works. I can't still figure out. Maybe it's a hidden bug there in the language. I don't know. But it didn't give a compilation error. So it might be a bug. But when I was finally, again, about to give up, I said, you know what, let me try to rename this thing here. And when I renamed the parameter, voila. I don't know. I did some research. Didn't see anything related to the keyword step. Anyway, the point is that a lot of a coder's time is troubleshooting. It's trying to sort it out what's going wrong. Even if you don't go coding, but in a support capacity, or pretty much in any capacity, a lot of what you're going to be doing is trying to understand what's going on wrong there, Anyway, the point is that our exercise here, I'm going to provide a project. And this project has 7 problems, 7 errors. You're going to go and fix one by one. For each problem, I have some clues that I provided, so it can guide you through the problem. But let me start by showing the application. So the application is a simple CRUD for, let me see if I have the table already created. I don't. So I'm going to open so you can see what is it that the application is supposed to do. So because it has a database connected to it, I'm going to first run the database script. So we have the migrations folder already there. I'm just going to go the update date database commands so I can create the database and I can demonstrate the final results for you. This is a working copy. This is not the problem copy. This is the working copy. Okay, so let me run it. Okay, so it's a very simple application. It's just a CRUD that will allow you to record buses, the bus routes, the plate number. So I can click on create. I can say that this is the Dundas route, and here's the plate number, and the bus is in operation. And I save, and it adds, and then it has an edit, has a delete. Again, a very basic CRUD. But the version that I provided to you has 7 problems. Okay? So you can find the code for the version I provided under Centennial. If you go to contents and then week 13, you're going to see the presentation. You can use this as your starting point as you go through the clues. And this is the code that you're going to be using. You're going to be trying to fix that. I'm just going to show a few of the problems. So the first one, for instance, each clue has 3 steps on it. You're going to do this, this is what will happen, and this is what is expected. Again, do this. This is what will happen, and this is what should be happening. And you have to figure out why. How to fix that, okay? For instance, the first clue, you're going to have to create the database. To create the database, you have to run the update database in the package manager. But that will trigger a problem. And again, you're going to go about how to fix that. And it goes like that for each clue. Number 2 there, do this, run the application. What's happening? The wrong result there, Bootstrap is not loading. What is the expected result? Bootstrap should load. So don't jump, don't skip the problems. Go one at a time, because otherwise, again, you need the previous one to be able to progress. Okay, so do one at a time. I'll give some time here. I'll be walking around, assisting, helping. But let's do this for the next 50 minutes. By the way, the test will start at 10:10, 10:20. Okay, so to give you an idea. Any questions? Any questions?
Sorry. For the multiple choice.
Yep.
We can use anything like the sports store, like the files. We can just take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably shouldn't be using the video.
No, you can use whatever.
Okay.
Horror resource.
Like the video just seems a little bit.
It's too long. Yeah, it's too long for. I mean, again, you don't have time.
Exactly which one I'm looking
Yeah, you don't have time to really go through the videos. But the code is there. The book is there.
for. Oh, right. I need to get the.
Okay.
We should do that.
gonna send over WhatsApp, right? Sure.
No, not yet. That's just second half. Just an exercise. Morning. Get your tickets. If you're coming now, get your tickets.
You don't want that. You don't want that. I think Jim's like,
Sorry, when do we do it this?
Oh, so let me see. Where is it? Can I have a look?
Oh, okay.
Check if your workstations are working, okay? If they are not, go to the next one. Who got the first one? Awesome. First problem. So again, yeah, you got it? So if you came afterwards, we are doing exercise on week 13. You can download the source code. You can see the PowerPoint there. There is a source code with 7 errors. You download, you go, each error has a clue, and you try to fix that. And that's what we're doing right at this point. And we have about 40 minutes to go there. It's the first exercise. We have 2 quizzes after that to practice for the test. And then around 10:20, we start the test.
Yeah.
What's up?
Create the create view.
Which one?
The create view.
There is no major undertaking on this. Okay, so the create button is not working, but the create view is there. The create, it's all there, but it's just the clicking is not working. It's just the clicking.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually, we are using one single action to perform the edit and the update. Sorry, the update and the create. That's why you don't find
Okay, because it was called create over here. That's why I was wondering. So I renamed it to edit. And
yeah.
so
If you rename, then it will break.
it'll break.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's not about renaming. Go back to what it was before.
Okay, so to create.
You have to see what is not working there. Why this is not working. But I can tell you this. This is right.
Okay, cool.
There's something else that's going on. Yeah. In the front end, when you try to click, it's not clicking. The clicking is not working. No problem. So we are doing an exercise on the week 13. There is a source code in a presentation. Source code has 7 problems, 7 errors. Download, you try to fix them, you try to go through, fix them. Just exercise, and then we're gonna do 2 more in around 10:20. We start the test, okay?
Week 15.
Week 13, yes. Yes. That's there.
Yeah, finished. No, before it was like this was not found, and now it's just like default. The project default is not found. It was a different error beforehand because this was just misspelled.
Go back to the app settings here.
I changed it, but
I don't know, I have not seen that error before. Yeah, before
default, yeah.
before it was just
it's because it was misspelled.
yes,
so it
but
wasn't-
then you change more than that,
well,
correct?
no, because I changed it after wondering why this was coming up. So
Got it.
if I just reset it back to
Yeah, so try to reset it back. Make sure that it matches,
well,
because I have not seen this,
this
error.
well, that's why I changed it because it was a response to that. So honestly, if I just download this again, I'll show you.
It's the button. Always something there, right?
What is that?
Always something here.
Oh, this one was using a different layout than the one we used.
Yep.
It works now. I don't.
Oh, good.
I don't know what. I think. Do I have to compile it once before? Because I didn't compile it.
You did now, or you
I
did
compiled this time.
this
I
time?
didn't compile the first time.
It's a good thing to do, you know.
I guess that's what.
if you are still stuck on error number 1, make sure that the connection strings are properly spelled in the startup and in the configuration, okay? In the app settings.
Compile it first. Because apparently that matters. I think sleeping for 2 hours before this class was a mistake.
Well, most likely. There should be some, it's an unwritten rule. Don't sleep 2 hours before.
When all the projects are due on the same day, it kind of gets hectic.
Okay, I get it.
I wish they spread out exams.
Pictures.
Yeah.
I found many ways to do it.
Okay.
One of the easier ways I've seen was you save it as a byte in the table.
Don't. Okay. My recommendation: don't save it in the table. Save the file in the file system.
Because I've already created a table that
Okay.
references my IDs. So it
Okay.
references.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going.
So what it does is it references my recipe ID,
Okay.
and it's a one-to-many relationship.
Got it.
Based on the ID, I can store as many images. as
Load
I
the
want.
image. Okay.
So I was thinking, if I physically save the image as a byte on the table and then convert it back when I'm displaying, I think that'll be the easiest way.
If that is the way that you already implemented and it's working, that's fine. And that's okay. What I would recommend in the future, if you come across that thing out there, is save the files in the file system. Don't save those files in the database. It creates too much load in the database, and now you have to go through the extra step of reading the bytes, convert them, save it somewhere. Again, you have to go through a lot more steps to retrieve the file instead of just saving the file system in a folder and then you just store the reference, the path to that folder. That would be the easiest way. But again, if you did the byte thing, if it's already working, don't worry, work there.
Really big. I could just remake the table.
No, that's okay. Again, if you are in this path and it's working, the problem is if we start to face problems to revert this back, again, if it's working, that's fine. Okay, but just as a reference, files, they are better off not in the database.
I think
like-
I'm gonna do it that way, where I'm gonna save it in a
Yeah.
folder, and then from there just.
Okay, yeah, again, it's just best practice, okay? In general, it's best practice not to save files because, again, you are creating extra load in the database, or they could just be set in the file
The
system.
only thing with that one was the extension. If it's JPG or PNG, it's kind of, it gets a bit complicated.
You don't need to care about that. If you store the name of the file, you just make a reference to the file. It doesn't matter if it's GIF or,
I'm just gonna go and find it.
it's just gonna go and find it, yeah,
Gotcha.
okay?
Thank you.
I'm done.
Awesome.
Take a look at it.
Is it working from A to Z?
100%, but take a look at it if you want.
I believe you.
You believe?
I believe you.
Okay, sure.
But again, it's just an exercise, you know.
Sure.
At the end of the
Actually,
day.
I have a question for you.
Yeah,
It doesn't relate to anything with assignments that we've done.
okay,
It's just a matter of what I do for work.
okay,
Um,
awesome.
I have a client which we're doing very well for.
Okay.
And I have a question about sending an email. We're using SendGrid. Are you familiar with
Yes.
SendGrid? Yes, we're using
A little bit, not that
SendGrid.
we use too much, but I know.
I'm just giving you a general idea. Maybe you use MailChimp or have
MailChimp,
a similar
yeah.
idea. So basically what we're trying to do is on registration, we want to also make sure that, or at least this is what I want to do. I think this will be more user-friendly. On registration, I want it so that whenever somebody puts in their email, first name, last name, it also gets registered to SendGrid.
They get added to
Yes,
SendGrid.
to their contacts, so that whenever you want to add in a newsletter, they get emailed it instantly.
Got it.
I know how to do it without being able to do a registration because I have a newsletter form
Okay,
that's separate from the registration form.
yep.
But what if I just wanted to click on a button of registration that says also send me emails or something like that? I want to know if you had an idea on how to do that.
Okay, SendGrid must have APIs.
Documentation.
APIs.
Yes.
So you can just access their APIs and again send the
I've
information.
used the API. I've already used APIs for them to be able to send an email whenever they get registered.
but I wanted to figure out how to do it so that I don't have to create a separate newsletter. I can use the same registration form, so it's more user friendly. And then people are like, "Why do I have to put in my email again later on?" No, it's not as user friendly. But
Usually that involves, and again, just assuming based on my experience with other services, involves creating an API key.
right.
So usually in their interface, you're going to find where do you create an API key. So that key
Oh, it's already
becomes
implemented.
it's already implemented. Okay, so get an API key and just find the right API to be able to create the user via code. It's just about
Man, it's like I figured out how to do the API for sending email, but it's
But
making it so that you can use the same email for registration. I haven't found that at all. So,
maybe
but
for
it's gotta be out
registration.
there. I've
I mean,
seen it
if you
before.
are coding, I mean, are you coding? Do you have the
I'm
information
coding
in code?
everything.
Okay, so if you have the info in that moment that you are saving, it's just a matter of finding what is the API to do that. They must have a documentation.
I've been looking at the documentation. It's just like such a pain because like what I'm looking for isn't there.
But you are looking. I
Like,
guess if
here's
you are
the
asking the
solution.
wrong, you might be asking the wrong question.
Maybe I am. It has to be, but
Because let me ask this: SendGrid. So you can create users there. You can create people there. You can create.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I cannot believe that they don't have a way to add users via their API.
Oh, they do have one. See, I've already implemented that API. Maybe I didn't word. Of course,
Okay.
I didn't word it correctly. I've used an API where I've already registered. Let's say I'm logged in, okay, and I'm in there. But to be able to add users to their system, to SendGrid system now, I have to go and submit a person's email again. But why would I put their email again if it's already been in the system before? And the only way I can use implementation of connecting to the registration form is if I use an iframe code that they provided.
Okay, so usually the iframe means that you are not really using their APIs unless they don't have APIs.
But
Do
they
they
do
have
have
APIs?
I'll show you. Do you want me to show you?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Actually, so you're talking about SendGrid, is it?
This
SendGrid?
is SendGrid.
Okay, so SendGrid API ads. I don't know if they call use or if they call another term, but I'm gonna go
Contact.
contact. Okay, ads, contacts. Okay,
Oh, I think I might need to
create a custom
pull from
field.
Miguel.
Create.
Just give me 1 sec. So what are you going to teach next semester?
comp123.
Back to 1 to 3.
Back
huh?
to
But not this as well?
no, I'll be
You were
having
the best,
6.
in
I'll
my
be having
opinion.
5.
You were the best for this. The recordings definitely helped, I'll say that much. And we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you need to put down? Oh, okay.
Actually, I like this course quite a lot.
I love this, man. This is what I do for work, so this is like my favorite thing. Yeah. I don't know, everybody has their taste. I just like it because, well, maybe it's just because I have to deal with it all the time. If I was doing software, I'd probably like it more.
See, they have a contact API. Here's the contact
Could you show
API.
it to me? What does it look like?
Now I'm not finding yet anything specific for creating.
I think I was on this page.
Have you seen this,
I
this
think I saw
page?
this page before.
Recipient.
Okay, hold
See,
on. Let me
contacts
just
API.
explain to you what issues I'm having, and like I don't want to waste your time.
No. I think I get what you're trying to do. It's just a matter of finding the right API to call it.
Yeah, man.
But it's
Like,
not.
my teammates
they-
aren't really. Well, my teammate isn't very much in the know of this stuff, and neither am I. So I have to do all the research. And so
They have lists here. They have created custom fields. But the API is actually very. I mean, it says contacts API. I don't find specifically a, so you have a search, you have a single recipient.
Oh, dude, you know what else I would really, if you were ever going to teach this course again, this would be absolutely amazing. Or maybe if there's another course after this class that was similar to web app development. How would you, I would love to see how you would be able to create tables and link them based on keys. So, I don't know, let's say, an account table has like a list of artists or whatever, and then you go connect to that table itself through the keys, because you don't really get to see that through here. I would love to see something like that. Anyways, this is what I've designed, and
Okay,
of course I didn't
Check
put
this
it on my
one.
desktop.
Check this one here.
Check
It
that
might
one
be
there.
this one. See,
That I
add
haven't
single,
seen.
recipient
Uh-huh,
post.
uh-huh.
So it may
So I
be
gotta put
just
that in a
like this, you
JSON
know.
file?
Well, you have to call this API. You have to call
Okay.
and send a JSON. Yes, not a JSON file, a JSON object,
Oh,
a
hold
JSON
on.
object here. You don't need to save this in file.
Okay.
No.
The way that I connected SendGrid originally is that I made a temporary email, account mine.
That's
gonna
fine.
be
So
replaced
that's the
with
API.
hers.
That's
This is the
API. That's fine.
So this is what I meant by I connected the API.
That's fine.
But like, how do I add that in there? Because I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so what you have here, this is quite kind of straightforward. So make sure that I'll copy this and I'll send you. But what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to create a post,
Oh, a post method
a web
action?
app. Yes.
Make action? Okay.
Well, let me see here.
This is ASP.NET.
So just, I mean, keep in mind that
we're
you are
using
posting to
.NET
them.
2.0.
You are posting to them.
Right.
Okay. So you're gonna post to this URL.
Okay.
And you're gonna send a JSON object. You're gonna post to that a JSON object.
Okay.
That's it. That's how you're gonna create.
Will I
It
have to
looks
do
like.
serialization or anything?
You're gonna have to see.
'Cause this
You're gonna have to
myself, I
figure out a little bit of web API.
That's my specialty.
Web
I'll figure
API.
it out.
So web API is this. What we did here, we're not using web
Web
API.
API, yeah, I
We are
noticed that.
using how would I put
Links
it?
like Bootstrap, and you're using like libmin.
Yes. Okay. Web
Package
API is very behind the scenes. We are using the views.
Yeah,
We're
you
not
can
using
modify
web APIs. So here you need to use web API for
Okay,
this.
sure.
Let me see. So again, you're gonna create a JSON object with those fields,
Okay.
and then you're gonna post to this URL this JSON object.
Okay, sure.
That's it. Now it's a matter of figuring out the little steps here. So again, you're gonna be using web API. You're gonna be the type of the post, because there is a type field. It's a JSON.
Right.
It's a JSON post. It's not a HTML post. It's not a text post. It's a JSON type.
Right.
So again, you have to set the type. It's a post. Here's the URL that you're gonna post to, and you have to create the JSON. The JSON with those properties: email, last name, pet. Well,
Every attribute that I want. In our case, all I really think we're gonna need, but it's just the registration stuff. The first name, last name, email. We don't need their username. Maybe I could add username there too, but email might be a good enough key for it. Then again, I want the email to be changeable depending on if they want to update their email address or not. So maybe the username might be good to add in. Anyways, I appreciate you even helping me for that.
No problem,
This
no
is
problem.
stuff you don't get from just some classes unless you're like later on in advance. I'm glad you're here for that.
I appreciate it. And you're doing well. You're doing well. Good luck there, okay?
Oh God, you're gonna make me take parking when there's literally no writing parking. Because I have the license. B dot roster. Yeah. Equals. A lot of money if you get to. Don't worry. If I haven't gotten towed, you haven't used it. And I'm pretty sure, and there's plenty of people who park there. And there's no, and the thing is, there's no like, no rules on front saying, how some people have passed on their car. Oh, in the Well, in the pool, you dressed it. Oh, no, wrong. Okay, think of it like this. Oh, I never had mine. If it's up, it's up. This may be something with how you read code. Because I use 2019, so it's really code. Like, these things are created. So, okay, well, in this case, this is the old version. I don't know why. But yeah, it's speech. Why is it up there? There's so much stuff. Maybe it's something to do with how you, like, adjust. What do you mean? But what's wrong? Yeah, so what's wrong? I did that. Like a repository on myself. That's a thousand.
Really? Oh. Okay.
There you go.
Tricky.
So,
Yeah.
how I wasn't stressing. I was just like, oh, I didn't. I mean, I wasn't gonna do it because like you say it's okay. I feel even better. I have my else cases as well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's not even the leaky boss. Just say not the leak. I'll do most of it. I'll give you this one part. Just do that. That's great.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna go step by step, showing the problems here, demonstration, okay? If you need 5 minutes, take 5 minutes and take a break, and we come back. I'll get this going, okay? 5 minutes if you need it.
Yeah, I just felt bad for you. Yeah, it's good, right? Why? Because these ones, so I wanted to go with it because I didn't want to be alone. And I did it, and then he didn't do it, and
then I did it for a month, and I was like, "What is that glue again?" I was like, "I don't know, bro. I'm too lazy. I'm just not. I don't want to do enough for my." And I just give me excuses. I'm trying to help you. That's what I did with it in the first place.
I just have so many reservations about leaving it.
Well, I did it before. It was
No, 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 I'm not
after like 3
Because I just,
What I eat? Oh man, that's the thing though. Some foods.
a lot of stuff you can't touch.
Yeah, I found it easier. It's easier to whenever you're out with friends. I can just go to like some. It's like yes, like you said.
No eggs.
Very starchy grains and rice. Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm self-diagnosed. I'll say that.
You gotta see that.
Well, I mean, you never know, like, but at the same time.
If you ever seen that, if you eat a starch bar or something, you die.
Anderson,
What's up?
regarding about the project.
Yep.
So on the proposal, you told us that you were expecting us to create a new model. Oh, we're doing the ingredients in the case that you don't
Okay.
remember. So we're doing ingredients.
Yep.
So you told us that you were expecting us to have a model which will have the recipe ID, the ingredient, and
That's it.
like a description.
Yeah, that's.
So why we cannot use a dictionary there? 'Cause
So I don't get it. What do you mean by dictionary? How are you using the dictionary? How are you saving this in the database?
we cannot save dictionaries in database.
Again, show me how you're going to implement this. If it's saving properly, if it's retrieving properly, as long as there is a one-to-many relationship, if you can demonstrate that. But what are you planning to do? Is that a new table? Is that a new property? What is it? What does it mean, a dictionary in the database?
Well,
How do I see that in the database?
my first approach it was just to add a property in the recipe, which will be a list of ingredients.
That's a no-no. That's a no because you are missing the one-to-many. You are missing. You see, you are using. It's breaking so many database rules, that kind of thing. Because database, have you done a database course?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one-to-many relationship. You have one table here. It's one recipe, many ingredients, but not in the same table.
Yeah, I'm doing like a table
Inside
a
of,
table.
kind of. That's not
So
a proper. I mean, you can use that, but that's not what is being expected here. It's been expected one recipe to many ingredients.
So-
An ingredient is a separate set.
I will have to create ingredient repository.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the way to do it. So
Yes.
a repository for the ingredients. I will have my ingredients. And
Yes. And then you have a link there, recipe ID.
the ID.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Your mind, you get a little bit sharper, which is really good because I'm a dumbass. So it really helps me a lot. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, I mean, at least you get what I'm saying. Yeah, you gotta get something that fills you up, You gotta be hibernating. We're like bears, We're just bears. Yeah, God bless. Testing? What did you have? What did you do? See, I can log in this It wasn't, well, it ran, but then it's pulled on max. This one work? This one work? You know what, I don't want to waste time.
Yeah.
No, bro, I don't understand what you're saying. Yeah, man. How's everything going? Yeah.
Yo, I'm thinking I reached that point where I'm so tired.
Oh, one of those?
Oh, this is gonna be so stupid.
Hey, buddy, keep going. I don't know, you don't think about it.
Dude, caffeine.
Whatever I do, or like, well, I used to do this when I was intermittent fast. I would do bulletproof coffee. That's fine.
Okay, so let's get going. So again, I'm going to go one by one, showing what's the deal with each problem, okay? So I'm just going to start from scratch here with the same version that you have without the database. I'm going to delete the database that I had created here before. I'm going to go and open the same version that you have. Okay. Okay, so the first clue is about creating the database, okay? So let's give it a try. Let's see what will happen if we try to create the database. Now, one quick note. Before you are able to run those commands, either in the command line or in the package manager, you have to make sure that your application is compiling. If your application has a problem that is not compilable, is not running, then you're going to have a message that says build failed. It means that there's a problem with your application, and don't even try to run the scripts. You have to first fix your application, then you can try the scripts, okay? So I'm just going to give it a shot. I can try to run it, but if I try to run, there is no database, so it won't run. But I can go to build, rebuild solution, and in the outputs window, I can view the output by going to view outputs. See, we are hoping to have one succeeded, 0 failed. Okay, we got that. Let me just move this a little bit here below. Okay, so now I'm going to try. From a package manager, I'm going to run update database. Now, do I have to put the context here? Why not? Because we just have one context, okay? So this should be fine. So here's the problem. Connection string, the parameter connection string. So what this message is telling me is that there's a disconnect between what you have called the connection string references in your app settings and what has been set up in your startup. So we have to compare that. So in my app settings, here's what I have. Connection strings, default connection. Let's have a look at the startup. So in the startup, we have kind of the same thing, but what is the problem here? There are a few typos there. So just to make sure, I'm going to copy what is there as the first entry. See, there's a missing N, and the same thing for the second entry there. I'm going to save this and give it a try again. Here, the configuration, don't put spaces, don't put anything else. Make sure a space here will break things. Okay, so let's try again. Update database. And voila, so if we refresh the databases, it should be here. Okay, so it is there. Great, so with this one out, let's go to the second one. So let's run the application. So do this, run the application. Okay. Okay, so the problem here is that we don't see the logo, we don't see the styles. If we go to the source code, if we right click and go to view page source, if we try to look at the Bootstrap class, the Bootstrap style, it shows not found. If we try to look at the image, not found either. So this is a symptom of www root not being what? not been found, not been accessible. How do you make www root folder accessible? How? We use the method use static files in the startup class. So I'm going to go to the startup class under configure. So I'm going to go in app.static. So use static files. And this should make the www folder available. Now, those files could be missing from here, but they are present. You see, you have the image here, you have Bootstrap here. So again, it's another potential problem if the files are not there. Okay, but the files are there. So let's run. Okay, so now we can see, but then, so we have the logo, we have the style sheets, but then error number 3 here, click create button. So I'm clicking there and nothing is happening, okay? So what should I do here? Well, one of the things that I would do if I would be troubleshooting this, I would have a look at, okay, maybe it's a UI problem, maybe there is something wrong with this tag. So I could right click on it and I could say inspect, okay? And then when you look at this, let's see if I cannot make it bigger, unfortunately. But when you look at this, if you can see it, what is the issue that you see there?
It shows that it's 80 dash action rather than the actual route that it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so ASP-action should not be here. This is what? This is a tag helper. So tag helpers, they must be processed in the server, and they should be converted to something that the client understands, that the browser understands. The browser doesn't understand what is ASP-action. It does know what is that. That means that the tag helper is not working in the server. Either it's not present or there's another problem, but it's about the tag helper, okay? So then we go after our tag helper. Where is the tag helper supposed to be located? So we're going to go to our view imports and have a look up there. So it's here. But again, we have a typo here. Very, very common if you are trying to type this. Don't try to type connection strings. Don't try to type namespaces. Namespace in the code, it's okay, because then you're going to get an error. You're going to get a compilation error. But here in the .cs HTML files, you don't get a compilation error. It just doesn't find it. So it's very hidden, you know, it's not very obvious to you. So again, copy and paste as your friend. So I'm going to add the T here. And we should have this. Let me refresh. And now you see, we no longer have the ASP-action, we have the href, which is what the browser understands. So now we should be able to click create. Okay? Any questions so far? Okay, so now we have create fixed. Let's add 2 buses. So create 2 buses in the app and then edit the second bus. Okay, so let's do it. Simon says. So route name Dundas, the plate number here, the bus is in operation, save. And let's add a new one. So let's add blur and the other plate number. Okay, so we have both here. And then it says edit the second bus. So I'm going to click on edit for the second one, and the first one comes up, okay? So, and then we start to investigate this, okay? So we have a look at the URL. Is the URL loading the correct ID?
No.
The URL, is the URL coming up correctly? Okay, so the link, so with that in mind, now I know that this link here is okay. The link is okay. Now, next step here. Is the action behind this URL behaving properly? Well, we have to have a look. Now, who knows how to put a breakpoint in the code? Okay, not too many people, okay? Again, part of troubleshooting is know the tools that are available for you to troubleshoot. If you want to troubleshoot just by looking and staring at the code and figure out, okay, if one comes here, it becomes very hard. So you don't have the tools if you don't know how to put a breakpoint, if you don't know how to step through the code. Very hard to troubleshoot, very hard to find a problem. Again, troubleshooting is a key element of what we do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to our controller, to our action, which is called the edit action. And we're going to put a breakpoint here. When I say put a breakpoint, and I say move your mouse to the left, to the left, to the left, and then you keep coming, and then finally you reach the gray vertical bar here in the editor, okay? So you click there in the line that you want to stop. So what will happen is that when the codes, as you run the codes, when the execution of the code reaches this point, it stops the application, comes back to the code, and now you can check the values of the variables. You can go line by line. Again, this is key to find problems. So let's see. Let's go back there. We just put the breakpoints. I'm going to click on edit, and it didn't stop. Why did I do that? Oh, I did the posts. Sorry. So I was supposed to do this in the get here. So I'm going to do on line 33 here. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go edit again. Okay, now it stopped. So let's have a look. Let's see this ID. Is this ID coming up correctly? Yes, you see? 2. So it's okay. Now, then again, we keep looking at things here, and what is it that we realize here? So we are getting always the very first records of the collection because there's no filtering here. We are not using this ID for anything. We are passing the ID but not using it. So how could we address this? We can use lambda here to say something like a b such that b dot bus number equals to ID. Again, you can use first or default, you can use where, you can use either one of them. Okay? Great. So we give it a try again. And now we try again. So second one, blur, and blur comes up. Okay? Awesome. Any questions? What is life? Okay, number 5 here. Try to change the route name of the first bus. So let's go back. Let's edit the first one. Let's say from Dundas to Main Street. I don't put Young Street because I always get confused. How do I spell Young again? It's just me, it's just me. So change there. What happened then? It created new records. Okay? So how about we do a little bit of troubleshooting again? Where should I put a breakpoint here? In the updates? Action. Okay? So we have the post of the edit here. I'm going to add a breakpoint right here to see what's going on. Okay? So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go street again, and I'm going to save. And then we have a look. Let's see if bus is okay. So we move the mouse over bus. You see this little arrow that shows up here. See right here, this little thing here. So move the mouse over there. And then you're going to see the values. Look at this, bus number 0. Bus number is not 0, bus number is 1. We have the other properties okay, but bus number is not supposed to be 0. You can, before that, let me ask you this. Who's building this bus object here? The user is, but from a code standpoint, who's providing that here? Who is giving this bus here? Where do you define that, the properties of this bus? True, but I'm filling out the data there. When I click save, what happens then? Post where? Where is that post? Where is located that post? In the view. So let's look at the view, okay? So let's look at the view. Which view should I go to? Edit view. So let's go to edit. And let's start to investigate here. So bus has a few properties. So I should expect to have all those properties there in our view, okay? So we start to look at our edit view. And what is it that we don't find here?
Oh, there's no ID hidden. There should be
So we have route name, we have plate number, but we don't have the bus number.
so it's going to default to 0.
Exactly. So what should I do then?
Create a hidden thing.
I can just create a hidden input. So I'm going to say input, type. Type will be hidden because I don't really want to show the bus ID. I just want it to be there, but not show it. So I'm going to create as a hidden, and I'm going to use model binding with the ASP-4 linking to the bus number. And that's it. So now I have a place to store the bus ID. Let's give this a try again. Let's try the first one again. Let's see here. And let's save this. And it stopped. Let's have a look at our bus now. See, now bus number, it has the correct number there, 1. And now the renaming worked. Okay? Any questions? Actually, I love troubleshooting. I really like troubleshooting. I have a lot of fun troubleshooting. Fun in triple quotes.
So what's the stuff that, why is this the error here? It's like, oh my god.
Okay, so now next one here. Next one is a bundle of errors, 2 errors in one single clue. So let's try to delete the bus. So let's see, we have a duplication here. Let's delete this one here, okay? So nothing is working there. So it's posting, but not working. Again, we need to have a look at that. So where should I put a breakpoint here? In the delete. So let's go here to the code. And then we're going to put a breakpoint here. And let's have a look. Delete. Let's have a look at our value here. 0. It's coming up as 0. So, okay, who's sending that in? Well, let's have a look at the view. Which view is that one? The list one. So let's have a look there. And then we have the form, the delete form here. And we have a hidden field here. What is the problem? The name is not what? It's not matching what?
It's not matching the argument.
Yeah, so this name here is not matching this name here. So either both of them should be bus number or both of them should be ID. Let's put them, both of them to be bus number. Let's see if I need to, I may not need to restart this. Well, I need, so stop. I'm going to run this again. Let's click on delete. Stop it again. Let's have a look at bus number. Bus number is now okay. let's keep going. And it still doesn't delete. Okay? So we have to have a look at, okay, what else? Let's click delete again. It stops. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be using two keys. We can use F10 or F11. F10, it will step through. Sorry. It will skip. If there's a method call, it will skip them. It will not go inside of them. F11 will go inside of the methods. Because we need to investigate what's going on inside of this delete bus, I'm going to press F11 to go step in that method. Okay, so I'm going to go F11 here. It goes to that. Let's have a look at the ID. ID is okay here. I'm going to go F10 here. So, bus entry is not null. Okay, great. So F11 here. Now, we are removing from the in-memory collection. But look at what you have to do. You have to save as well. Okay? So you save in memory, but you don't flush that out to the database, okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to use this one here, right here, and this. Let me take the breakpoint off.
Excuse me, can I have a question?
Yes.
Why it doesn't work if I add something like ASP road and bus number equal to the node bus number?
Why it doesn't save?
It doesn't work because I add something like ASP road bus number equal to the node bus number.
When you're trying to do what?
Try to do the delete part.
Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at the delete part here then. ASP, so you are trying to use SP-route? Is that what you're trying to use?
Yeah, I'm trying to use the road.
Okay. Route. Yeah, where are you using the route? Inside of what? Inside of what?
Oh, in the button itself.
In the button? No, but in the button, the delete button is submit. The delete button is not a link.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't work with road,
No.
right?
No, I mean, route will be okay for links, not for buttons.
Oh, okay.
Buttons, it will use whatever is here.
The submit one is using the post method.
Yeah. Okay, so let's now try to delete. And it's now, oh yeah, it's working. Okay, great, awesome. Okay,
Does it work? But for the name,
yeah,
you know how you had the small b?
it doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's smart enough to know that it's
Yeah, it's just, it has to match the letters, not the uppercase, lowercase, it doesn't matter. Okay? Okay, so we have two little things to do before we will get to our exam. Actually, instead of doing both quizzes, I'm going to do one quiz, and then we go for a break, and then we come back, and then we get started, okay? What is that? No, it's just that from a time point of view, we don't have too much time. So that's okay, we can do one quiz. And if we have time after this one quiz, let's see. Anyway, let's do a different quiz today. So let's go to Nearpod. Let's do a little bit of a competition. That's a competition. Yes, it's about speeds and it's about accuracy. You have to be fast and you have to be accurate. Okay? If you are neither, well, you can cross your arms and say, okay, let's see. Okay, so, and there's a prize for the first place, okay? There's a prize. Team Bits next week. Next week, Team Bits. Last class. Nearpod, and this is the codes. put your names or identify yourselves, okay? Let's go holiday season. Okay.
Oh my God, this is yes. Oh, I'm the penguin. Yo, I'm no, screw that penguin. Oh, I'm the panda. Yo, who's Carmelo?
Carmelo is our new, our guest student.
Yo, Melo.
Oh, he's right the turtle.
Nah, man. I have a turtle.
Okay, so connect so I can get started.
Oh my God, yo, who am I gonna read? This is the hardest choice on the whole test.
Yeah, there's a panda. No, Brendan, where are you getting these like? Someone chose it off.
Come on, get connected. We have 27 people and 22 are connected. So again, put your names there. Okay, so again, with 27 or 24, I'm gonna get started, okay? So 25, okay. Asad, you're a latecomer.
Hey man, I want to pick one.
Okay, 26, and come on, last one. I'll give you 1, I'll give you 2, I'll give you 3. Okay, bye-bye. So let's start. Again, accuracy and speeds. After 30 seconds, it moves to the next question.
Here's them first place.
Go Tahi. Keep up, Tahi. Look at the screen, Tahi. Why being? Keep up.
Every time you go always in the first place, let me get this one.
Nah, I'm taking this round.
Every time they go Let's go.
Okay, Assad, you're going.
Yo, I'm coming for you.
Oh, wait. You're not even top 4, bro. What do you mean? Never had to hear. Who are you?
I'm yappy.
You're yappy?
I'm
Oh,
yappy.
bro, I thought you were like some next guy.
What?
What? How did this happen?
Big Papi. Who's Big Papi? Who's Big Papi?
It's not the controller?
Oh, it's the router? Okay.
Oh my god.
Who's Big Papi? Come on, Big Papi.
Come on, big.
Lucy, is that you?
Yo, that router cost route.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm done. Yo, who is Big Papi Cholo?
I'm reading a Poppy joke.
Assad, you're falling behind, Assad.
Top 3, baby. We'll go for number 1. But who is Big Papi Cholo?
Yo, don't worry about Big Poppy Cholo.
Oh my god.
Big Poppy Cholo does Big Poppy Cholo things. Get out of here. Give me that spot.
Number 1. Number 1. Are you Big Papi Cholo?
No, I'm not.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I wish I was.
You were a Big Papi Cholo. I would not wish if you were a Big Papi Cholo. That would be terrifying. If you were. second place.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Big pop. A. 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 Who's A? Are you? Yeah, woohoo! Have a prize.
Oh, there's a prize.
Yeah, see?
Oh.
A brand new code.
Oh, that was a textbook.
For the weekend. For a weekend, a light weekend reading. Good job, Mel. Good job.
Sorry, I got third. I'm too old.
You know what? Second place could have been better. Could have been better, not gonna lie.
Second.
I got the brother question.
Okay, so we have a few minutes to do the second quiz. The second quiz is a traditional quiz. Sorry about that. What is that?
I don't want to do traditional. Do we have another one, or are we ready to break down?
Let's do another quiz here. So, but it's not a competition anymore. Okay.
I'm less excited.
I set expectation too high now. See, now I'm disappointed. It's because I didn't know if we'd have time for the second one.
Well, I'm so curious as to who Big Hobby was. Who this thing? Was it you? I had a feeling, but I was like, no.
Is that you, Mustafa?
I know, I lost at the very end.
Are you really?
So I'm gonna give 3 minutes here so we can review those questions, and we go for a break, and we come back and we.
Yeah, this is similar to this.
Sorry, I forgot to move forward. Sorry. Yeah, that's the second set. I just moved forward.
Basically for MVC, what would it go for slash, right, admin slash, slash, list.
That was following my what I did recently, last, and recently there's been a controversy that's happened because most of the students know this happens, but it's the mark that they mark down in order to keep the averages low.
Okay.
So,
but there's no official thing until so recently a TA has notified the students like, listen guys, as you know that you I marked your final test out of 8% instead out of 10% in order to do this. So, you know what, I hope you're weathering onslaught. I want you to know that for the final reading response, I capped the grades at 8 rather than 10. The department expects the professors' TAs to keep our overall average somewhere around 75 to 78, as well as counting the grade inflation, and this has gotten so much backlash.
Really? Is that recent?
No, this has been a practice at the universities for a while, when I was in the kinesiology program.
Oh.
It's because the department is allowed to give guidelines. Like, yeah, you should have this many A's for this course, this many B's, this many students can have B's.
Oh, I see.
And then the average should be around here. So they have to artificially adjust the grades.
I see.
Through the marking scheme like that.
Whoa.
And then now that like
it's out there,
there's proof that this
yep.
is occurring. It is not just like within the fine print or something.
Got it.
Because I looked into the fine print, it does say there.
It just say?
It does say in their thing that the limited, but no one actually goes that deep into the policies of the school.
To figure, I got it.
TA officially says it. Now everyone's getting upset.
Wow.
So I'm just like, yeah. I wonder if I actually did better at university than I thought. Maybe I just got it.
Okay, so let's finish this here. Okay? So first one. What is the correct syntax if you want to create a strongly typed view to show a list of students? At this point in time, that should be second nature here. Capital or lowercase? At the top is lowercase. When you are referring the code, it's uppercase, okay? So again, B. In a project called Student System, where does it keep a reference of the packages needed to run the project? Which one? So CS project is the project file. Okay? Again, to add the tag helper reference is usually found in which file? D. D. So again, not shared, not underneath, view import. So yes, view imports. Okay, not layouts in either this one, not in shared folder. Okay, under views. Any questions? Let's get that back from our memories there. Beginning of our first half of the semester. If you have that route, and we are using defaults here. Default controller is, default action is, then think that everything is default here. What is the default view that would be loaded here? Which view would be the default view here, loaded? Let me ask this, admin. Admin is what here? Admin right here in the URL. Controller is home. Admin is just a fixed label there. It means nothing, to be honest, here in this URL. Okay. So again, what is the default controller? Home is the default. So it needs to be in a folder called home. Well, that eliminates quite well. We have here home, so it eliminates those two. And then, as I said, admin is just a fixed term here. It does need to be a folder here. So we have views, home is the controller, list is the action, C. Oh, it's the last one. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go for a 10 minutes break. Once we come back, we get things started. Again, don't come back in less than 10 minutes so we can get started on time. Carmelo, once I get them started, then I'll set you up, okay? Because I need to do some exceptions there on Centennial, okay? To have you available.